Philosophy, as I have always understood it, lies between science and theology, examining questions too vast for empirical proof yet too important to be left to dogma or superstition. My philosophical work has been guided by a single conviction, that clarity, reason, and intellectual honesty are the highest virtues of the human mind. The aim of philosophy is not to provide comforting answers, but to illuminate our thinking, expose hidden assumptions, and free us from the tyranny of unexamined beliefs. Confusion, I have found, is often mistaken for depth, and obscurity for wisdom. Yet true philosophy must strive for precision, simplicity, and logical coherence. At the foundation of my philosophy lies logic. I believe that many philosophical problems arise not from the world itself, but from the misuse of language. By analyzing language carefully, we can dissolve problems that have troubled thinkers for centuries. My work in logic and mathematics sought to show that rigorous reasoning could bring philosophy closer to the standards of science. Together with Alfred North Whitehead, I attempted to demonstrate that mathematics could be grounded entirely in logic, a project that, though imperfect, transformed the foundations of analytic philosophy. Logic, for me, was not merely a technical tool, but a moral discipline, training the mind to resist error, prejudice, and wishful thinking. In epistemology, the study of knowledge, I argued that our understanding of the world begins with experience but must be shaped by reason. We do not perceive the external world directly. Rather, we encounter sense data, colors, sounds, textures from which we infer the existence of objects. This insight does not lead to skepticism, but to intellectual humility. Knowledge, I maintained, is always provisional, subject to revision in the light of new evidence. Certainty is rare, and where it is claimed too confidently, it should be viewed with suspicion. The wise person learns to live comfortably with uncertainty, recognizing it not as a weakness, but as a condition of intellectual freedom. My philosophy also rejected metaphysical excess. I was deeply skeptical of grand systems that claim to reveal ultimate truths about reality without evidence. Philosophy should not compete with science by inventing speculative worlds. Rather, it should clarify concepts, analyze arguments, and examine the logical structure of our beliefs. Where science progresses through observation and experiment, philosophy progresses through analysis and critique. The two are not rivals, but partners in the pursuit of understanding. Ethics, in my view, does not depend on divine commands or absolute rules. Moral values arise from human needs, emotions, and social cooperation. Good actions are those that promote well-being, reduce suffering, and encourage human flourishing. Fear-based morality rooted in punishment or reward produces obedience, not virtue. A rational ethic seeks to cultivate sympathy, fairness, and intelligence, recognizing that moral progress is possible only when individuals are free to think independently. Moral courage, like intellectual courage, requires the willingness to stand apart from popular opinion. Freedom of thought was central to my philosophy. I believed that progress, moral, scientific, and social, depends on the protection of dissent. History shows that every advance in knowledge was once considered heretical. When societies suppress free inquiry, they do not preserve truth, they preserve error. The philosopher's task, therefore, is not to defend tradition, but to question it. This commitment to free thought shaped not only my academic work, but also my political and social activism, particularly my opposition to war, authoritarianism, and dogmatic belief. In the philosophy of life, I emphasized happiness as a practical goal. Happiness, I argued, is not achieved through self-absorption or the pursuit of power, but through outward-looking interests, creative work, affection, and intellectual curiosity. Philosophy, when practiced rightly, contributes to happiness by freeing the mind from irrational fears, false beliefs, and unnecessary anxieties. A mind disciplined by reason is better equipped to enjoy life, endure suffering, and appreciate beauty without illusion. Ultimately, my philosophy rests on a simple but demanding principle: follow reason wherever it leads, even when it challenges cherished beliefs. Philosophy should not tell us what to think, but teach us how to think clearly, honestly, and courageously. It is through this disciplined use of reason that humanity advances, not toward absolute certainty, but toward greater understanding, tolerance, and wisdom. In a world increasingly shaped by power, propaganda, and unreason, the philosophical spirit, critical, skeptical, and humane, is more necessary than ever.